Thank you. Hi, my name is Shelby, and today I'm going to be teaching you a couple of alternative methods to addition and subtraction. So the first method I would like to show you for today is addition, and it's called the partial sums algorithm. And the first problem I would like to show you is 439 plus 382. So when you start with this algorithm, we're going to start in the hundreds place. So just for a note here, I'll say that we're starting in the hundreds. So 400 plus 300 equals 700. Next, we move into the tens column. So 30 plus 80 equals 110. And then last, we move into our ones place. And if we do 9 plus 2, we have 11. Once you have all of your partial sums, you're going to go ahead and add those just like you normally would. So 0 plus 0 plus 1 will give you an answer of 1. 0 plus 1 plus 1 gives you 2. And 7 plus 1 gives you 8. So your answer should be 821. Next, the next problem I would like to go over requires a little bit more regrouping. So the numbers are going to be a little bit larger. It's 1,578 plus 755. Now, if you were to go through and do the standard algorithm with this problem, it would be, you would have to do a lot of regrouping. So on the partial sums method, it allows you to do the problem without having to do a bunch of regrouping and remembering to cross out what you're done using with. So on this one, we'll start in the thousands place. So we have just our 1,000. Next, we move into our hundreds. So 700 plus 500 is going to give you 1,200. Then we move into our tens. 70 plus 50 is going to give you 120. And then last we move to our ones place. And 8 plus 5 gives you 13. So just as before, we're going to go ahead and add just like normal. So you're going to get 3, 3, 3, and 2. So our answer is 2,333. Now we're going to move on to multiplication. And the next method I would like to show you with multiplication is the lattice. And so the lattice allows you to see a visualization of what you're doing, and it allows you to go through without having to, it holds the place value for you. So if we start with our first one, I'm going to do 21 times 17. And so when you're setting up your lattice, you're thinking, what in the world is she doing? It looks a little bit different, doesn't it? So what we're going to do is we're actually going to draw a box. And in our box, we're going to divide it into where our place values are. So we have our 2 and our 1, and then our 1 and our 7. So now we have 4 boxes, and that's going to signify how we're going to multiply. And then last, you're going to divide your boxes with a diagonal. These diagonals allow the placeholder value to be held while you're multiplying. So if we do 2 times 1, we're going to have a 0 in the tens place, and we're going to have a 2 in the ones place. So this diagonal in the box shows where our 10 and our ones places are. If you look at 2 times 1 again, or 2 times 7, sorry, you're going to have a 1 in the tens place and a 4 in the 10, or sorry, a 10 in the 10, a 1 in the tens place and a 4 in the ones. Then we move over and we look at 1 times 1, so I'll give us a 0 in the tens and a 1 in the ones place. And then 1 times 7 will give you 0 and 7. So next you just look through at these diagonals, and we're going to add down. So here we have just 7. The next one we have a 1, a 0, and a 4. So if we add those, that gives us 5. The next one has a 0, a 2, and a 1. So we're just following along those diagonals, and that gives us a 3. And then we have a 0 up here in our hundreds place because we didn't get our thousands because we didn't have any. So the answer to 21 times 17 equals 357. Okay, I'm going to switch markers here real quick. Let's try out some orange. Our last problem I'd like to try, it is going to get us up into the thousands, and it does require some regrouping. So I'm going to show you how that works in this lattice format. So if we look at 37 times 48, once again, we're going to draw our box. We're going to divide our box based on our place values here. We're going to go ahead and do this. Get our diagonals drawn. Okay, so here we're looking at, it's technically 30 times 4, and that's why it's holding our place values for us, because here we would look at 30 times 4, and that is going to be 12. It's actually 30 times 40, sorry. So 30 times 40, the reason it holds the place value is because this 1 is going to end up in the thousands place, and then later this 2 will end up in the hundreds place, because we know if we do 30 times 40, that gives us 1200. So next I'm going to do 3 times 8, which is 24, 30 times 8, which is actually 240. You can see here, this is our thousands place. This column here is our hundreds, so that gives us 200. This is our tens, 240. 30 times 8 is 240. Next we have 7 times 40, which is going to give us 280, but 28. 2 goes in the hundreds, 8 goes in the tens, and we don't have any zeros. Here we do 7 times 8, which is 56. So next we're just going to add down our columns. In our ones place, the only one we have is 6. 8 plus 5 gives us 13, plus 4 will give us 17. So here we can put our 7 in our tens place, but then we have our 1 that we need to regroup. So we're going to put that over our hundreds column, because that's the next section we're going to. So 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 gives us 7. And then we pull our 1 over. So 37 times 48 gives us 1,776. So, thank you for watching my video, and have a great day.